In this video, we're going to look at the basic functions of the animation palette and what we typically refer to as animated GIFs. There was a more robust program or part of Photoshop that was called Image Ready, and it has now been removed for the most part from Photoshop because since the Adobe folks bought the Macromedia products, they with Flash and Fireworks and Dreamweaver, they're clearly feel that those tools work probably much better than a lot of the image ready functions here in Photoshop. So they've eliminated them since they were more or less a weak link. So what we want to do though is we can still, amongst other things, create basic animations. And so we want to bring up the animation under Window. We want to bring up the animation palette, and that's what you see here. And when we start to create an animation, we have animation frames or cells. Here you can see that I have 5 of them. And you can create as many cells or animation frames as you like. You can create them by either simply clicking the little page icon, which duplicates the selected frame, or we could take a selected frame, and I'll pick the very first one and simply drag it there as well. So either way, you see it adds a new frame, and that's the easy way to do it. And once you have some frames in place, then you essentially create the artwork for each frame in your layers palette, and turn the layers palettes on and off so that what you want to see in a particular frame is visible. Now watch what happens when with my layers palettes. You can see that I actually created different versions of the artwork so that each one would have this little bouncing ball in a different place. And so if you look at the animation frames and you look at the layers, you see they're coordinated together. In the first animation frame, the first ball is visible, which is up in the corner. In the second frame, I turned off the first layer and turned on the second layer, where I placed the ball down at the bottom of the frame and modified and squished it a little bit. And then in the third frame, I have another layer where it goes back up again, and so on through each frame and each of the layers. The appropriate layers are turned on so that I see what I want in that frame. And then, of course, once we have done that and we've got all the artwork and the layers organized, I can play the animation. See right there. And if it's done right, in this case we have a very, very simple animation. There could be many more things going on than just one bouncing ball, but this covers the basics. And so as it goes from frame to frame, hopefully the ball appears to be bouncing around, and then I'll click the button to stop it again. So you have to start by building your artwork, and then you have the pieces that you need, and then you can select each frame and turn on the appropriate layers so that the ball appears to be doing what you want it to do. So you coordinate between the animation frames and the layers. for the most part, that's really the main part of it. We can go backwards, we can go forwards with our buttons here once we create our animation. We can also set how long each frame displays separately. See, I have mine at 1/2 of a second, and you can do it less or more. And again, pick each frame and set the time. And then we can also choose right here in the lower left corner to have it repeat once or repeat over and over again, or maybe specifically 3 or 4 times if that's what you would like. So we can choose how many times it loops around. Okay. If we have extra frames, then we can simply drag them to the trash, like all of the palettes in the Adobe programs, and that'll take care of that.